All right, let's dive right in. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're unpacking a topic that, honestly, almost never comes up when you're planning your weekend or scrolling through your feed. But it is easily, without a doubt, the single most mathematically sound financial decision you can make right now. We're talking about buying term insurance in your 20s. I know. It sounds incredibly unsexy, but as we'll see today, through the data, it is absolutely unbeatable when it comes to securing your financial future.
Listen, if you're in your 20s, fresh out of college, maybe making decent money at your first real job, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking, insurance? Come on, that's for old people. That's for folks with a spouse, 3 kids, and a massive mortgage. I'll worry about that when I hit 40. It's a super common reaction, but quite frankly, it's exactly the mistake that ends up costing young professionals literally hundreds of thousands of rupees.
Before we get into the math, let's just strip away all the confusing financial jargon, okay? What are we actually talking about here? Well, pure term insurance is simply a low-cost safety net with absolutely zero confusing investment components mixed in. You pay a tiny premium every year, and if the unthinkable happens to you during the policy term, your family gets a massive tax-free lump sum, like 1 or 2 crore rupees. It's pure protection, plain and simple.
So let's move straight into part 1, the true cost of waiting. To really show you the invisible tax of delaying this decision, let's look at 2 friends, Rohan and Amit. They have similar desk jobs and both want 30 years of coverage for 1 crore rupees. Rohan starts at age 25 and locks in a premium of just 500 rupees a month. Amit, on the other hand, decides to wait until he's 35, figuring it won't make a huge difference. But because he waited just 10 years, Amit pays 1,000 rupees a month. He pays exactly double for the exact same coverage.
Let's stretch that out over the lifetime of the policy to see the real damage. Rohan's going to pay a total of 1.8 lakhs over 30 years. Amit, he's going to pay 3.6 lakhs. Over the 30-year lifetime of this policy, Amit loses a staggering 1.8 lakhs right out of his own pocket, just because he decided to hold off for a decade.
And this brilliantly illustrates the wider trend across all age groups. Premiums don't just inch up, they balloon massively. Start at age 22, and you might pay around 450 a month. By age 25, it's 500. But if you wait until age 45, you're looking at a monthly premium of over 2,500 rupees, which leads to a total 30-year cost of 9 lakhs. You literally pay 3 times more for the exact same safety net.
Now, let's shift gears a bit. We're going to bust 3 dangerous myths right now.
You might be listening to these numbers and still feeling a bit skeptical, which is completely normal. So let's dismantle the biggest lies young professionals tell themselves. The most common excuse, hands down, is, I don't have dependents. Why on earth do I need life insurance?
It makes sense on the surface, right? But the reality might actually surprise you when you dig into how financial dependence really works. We kind of need to redefine the word dependence. Even if your parents only partially rely on your income, maybe you help out with rent, or you're planning to support their retirement, they are dependents. Plus, even if you truly have zero dependents right now, buying young locks in the absolute lowest lifetime rate before you eventually have a family. You can secure a standard plan for as low as 400 rupees a month right now. That is basically nothing.
Okay, myth number 2. A lot of folks look at their budget and say, okay, I get it, but can't I just put this off and grab roughly the same deal a few years from now when I'm, a bit more established?
Here's the crucial point. Premiums do not rise in a straight, friendly line. They accelerate sharply. But honestly, more importantly, it's about your health. Developing even minor, increasingly common health issues in your late 20s or 30s, things like thyroid problems, blood pressure, or diabetes, can permanently spike your premium costs. Or worse, it can get your application rejected entirely. You are buying insurance with your health, not just your money.
Finally, myth number 3. This is the corporate employee's absolute favorite defense. My company already gives me life insurance as part of my benefits package, so I really don't need to buy my own, right?
Wrong. Relying entirely on your employer's cover is incredibly risky. That corporate cover is vastly inadequate. It usually maxes out at just 1 or 2 times your annual salary. That's maybe 5 to 10 lakhs. That is not going to cover a home loan or long-term living expenses. Worse, this safety net entirely vanishes the exact moment you quit, get laid off, or change jobs. Plus, relying on corporate insurance means you totally miss out on claiming your own personal tax write-offs under Section 80C.
All right, moving on to part 3, finding your sweet spot. Now that we've cleared away the excuses, let's talk about the specific mathematical framework you need to get covered today. If you're listening to this and you fall into the 22 to 25 age bracket, congratulations, you are in the absolute sweet spot. This is the golden window. Why? Because you are statistically at your healthiest, meaning you can lock in that incredibly manageable 500 rupee a month rate for the next 30+ years. You're protecting your future insurability for pennies on the dollar.
So, how much cover do I actually need, you might be wondering? It's wonderfully simple. Just take your current annual income, multiply it by 10 to 15, and then add any pending liabilities you might have, like an education loan or a home loan. So, say you make 8 lakhs a year and you have a 30 lakh home loan. 8 times 10 is 80, plus 30 is 1.1 crore rupees. Simple as that.
And that brings us to the magic number you've probably heard floating around, 1 crore. For most young professionals just starting out in their careers, a 1 crore policy is the perfect, highly affordable anchor for your financial safety net. It gives you substantial protection without breaking your monthly budget.
And hey, if you need just one more push to realize how cheap this actually is, let's talk taxes. Thanks to Section 80C deductions, paying a 6,000 rupee annual premium can literally save you 1,800 rupees in income taxes if you're in the 30% bracket. You're getting 1,800 back from the government. That effectively makes your real out-of-pocket cost a mere 4,200 rupees a year.
Let's wrap this up with your ultimate action plan.
We've covered the why, the when, and the how much. Grab a quick screenshot of this so you have the steps handy. Step 1, calculate your specific number using the formula we just talked about. Step 2, go online, compare 3 to 4 providers, and definitely verify that the one you choose settles at least 98% of their claims. Step 3, and this is absolutely vital, stick strictly to pure term insurance. Refuse to get talked into buying expensive endowment plans or ULIPs that mix insurance with investing.
Oh, and here is a massive pro tip to remember right as you hit buy. Always lock in a fixed premium for the entire term. Sometimes you'll see these sneaky options for an increasing premium plan. Ignore them. The whole point of buying in your 20s is securing that rock-bottom low rate for life. Do not let them step the price up on you as you age.
I want to leave you with this final thought to ponder today. This ironclad 1 crore rupee protection for your family's future costs less than your monthly takeout budget. Seriously, it costs less than your streaming subscriptions. So why wait? Delaying literally guarantees you will pay more, either through age or a sudden health issue. Next year is always going to be more expensive. Do the math, run your numbers, and lock in your safety net today. If a safety net costs less than your monthly Zomato orders, why wait when next year is always more expensive? Stay smart, stay protected, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.